This is Steve Ridgel, and what I'm going to talk about this morning is something that's happened to every farmer, every rancher I've ever known. Everyone I've ever known has at some point got their tractor stuck in the mud, or they've taken out part of a fence, or they've hit a tree with it, or they've run into something, a planted field that they weren't supposed to plow. Things happen on tractors. Now, they happen for a lot of reasons. And if anybody ever says, nope, been running a tractor all my life, never have hit anything I shouldn't have, okay, if they'll lie about that, they'll lie about who knows what else. Because I just never known one that hadn't at some point. Now, some people do that more than others. And so I get that. But here's some of the reasons why those things happen. Sometimes you look at a field, you're plowing, and it's a little wet, and you think, but I don't think that's as muddy. And then you're into it, and then guess what? It was as muddy as you thought it was not, and then you're stuck. Sometimes you get in and you make it worse. You think, oh, if I can just back out, wait, let me go forward, let me back, and pretty soon you're bogged up, way up in the wheels, and have to get another tractor to pull you out or wait till it dries up. Make it worse. Sometimes you just get a little careless. You're not really paying attention, and I hit that tree, hit that fence, didn't look behind me when I should have, when I was turning, whatever. And it happens that way. Sometimes you're going right on the edge and you think, I hate leaving 6 inches by my fence. I'm going to move it over and go right down the fence. And then you clip just the edge and pull a post or pop a wire or whatever else it is. You know exactly where I'm going with this. If you've listened to this channel any at all, I'm going to talk about sin and temptation. Well, every Christian I know makes a commitment to follow Jesus. They're baptized, their sins are washed away, they are pure and new, and they commit to themselves, I'm never going to sin again. And every Christian I know, at some point, does something he shouldn't, doesn't do something he should, because we're human. But I think sometimes I learn a lesson from driving my tractor. Sometimes we sin because we look and we think that ground's really not as muddy as it. Sometimes we think, I think it'll be okay to be at this place, hang out with that person, do this thing, and then you realize you can't be in that environment. You just can't. I tell Christians that are trying to recover, defeat their alcohol demons, you probably don't need to hang out in a bar. There's a saying I use a lot of times that don't let alcoholics, if you're a Christian, don't let alcoholics make the communion line. Don't let thieves count the contribution. Don't let adulterers do the marriage counseling. Now, you can change, you can do better, you can do it within a group perhaps, but you can't do that by yourself. Just can't. And so sometimes we get in trouble that way, and then sometimes we make it worse because rather than tell somebody or take action, we try to fix everything ourselves. I'll cover it up. I'll hide it. I'll meet one more time. And then before you know it, you're really bogged up. Or sometimes we're just a little careless. We're not paying attention in our life. We're just going along living and not being alert to Satan, not being on point, not being on target. And he gets us that way. And sometimes where's that line? How close can I get to the sin line? And of course, when you start thinking that way, it's not long before you step on it. I don't know. Here's the good thing about every tractor mishap I've ever had has gotten fixed. The tractor got out, fence got put back, things grew back, everything got to be okay. I've never had a tractor accident that I thought, boy, we can't recover from this. And the good news about sin, if you're a Christian, you'll never make one that you can't recover from because of God's grace. Let's just work hard at not having to recover from them.